What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have China issues stern warning to Australia. It seemed like China and Australia done had some tension for a while now, but not really because China and Australia got beef, but it feel like more so because the U.S. and China got beef. But Australia is allied with the U.S., so that's how I feel. I don't know, could be wrong. You guys tell me. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, don't forget to subscribe, get a video a thumbs up. Also, if you like to support the channel further, in the description section there's a Patreon link, there's a premium request link. Hit either link, make a suggestion. Let's dive in.
Well, China has issued a stern warning to the federal government not to increase our defence spending, attacking
Oh,
calls from the US for us to boost our military budget. Let's bring in Finance Minister Katie Gallagher in
oh.
Canberra now. Senator, good morning to you. So China's top diplomat in Australia.
So U.S. saying Australia, y'all need to increase y'all defense spending, and China saying Australia, you better not increase your defense spending. Oh, this should get interesting.
Says boosting defence spending will be a big burden on the budget. It's very nice of him to be mindful of your bottom line.
Well, seems to be a lot of countries' interest in our budget. Look, I mean, our position remains the same. We make decisions based in our national interest,
Yeah.
based on our needs, and we'll continue to do so, whether it be in defence, national security, or a whole range of other areas.
When China, though, says that we shouldn't be focused on our defence spend, I think you probably should take it as the opposite of what you actually should do, right?
Well, Sarah, I mean, we've been saying we've increased defence spending since we came to government 3 years ago. I mean, we weren't spending enough. We didn't have the right capability. We've now increased that. There'll be 11 billion over the forward estimates, 57 billion over the medium term, and that is to respond to some of the issues that we feel, as the Australian government, need addressing in terms of our defence capability. That's the position we took in the last government, last term, and it's the position we take going forward.
But Katie,
She said, hey, first off, China don't control what we do. Secondly, the U.S. don't control what we do. We are an individual nation that looks out for the best interest of our nation. So them telling us we shouldn't be focused on it, and the U.S. telling us to increase it, we gonna do what's best for us. Um, what is, if anybody knows, like what's the percentage of GDP that Australia spends on defense? If anybody knows that, and I don't know. I feel like because Australia is allied with the U.S., I would be thinking do the opposite of whatever China said. They said we don't need to be focused on that. I'd be like, okay, we need to be focused on that. But at the same time, the government of Australia, the leadership in Australia should know what the budget is for defense. And if you can increase defense spending, I'm sure that that's something they will look into. But if it's going to be a drain and a burden, it's going to hurt the Australian economy, then it's probably not something you want to do at the moment.
almost a warning, isn't it? I mean, we know that China's military might is at full strength at the moment, and ours is not. I mean, you've even got Tony Abbott, former PM, wanting to up our defence spending. I mean, he knows a thing or two about that side of things. Are we militarily strong enough to combat China? I mean, they obviously think we're weak.
You don't
That's
have
why
enough
we
money
put
to compete
$57
with
billion
China.
into our budget going forward, is to address some of the areas where we felt we needed to spend more. And I do take note of former Liberal members of Parliament that continue to tell us what to do when they actually didn't do what they needed to do when they were in government, which is why we've had to find $57 billion to make sure we do have the right funding.
We're in a delicate
I just
position.
feel like, bro, like China is ridiculously rich. Like I think second in defense spending, only behind the U.S., which I mean we spend an insane amount. So it feels like no matter how much Australia spends to have the kind of power to compete with China, um, it's just not realistic in a sense. But I feel like that's why you have allies. That's why you have people to come help in those situations. But China would have a hard time getting to Australia, so that will work. On the geography will work in their favor. But yeah, you're not gonna be able to outspend China. So enough money to compete with China in a war. I don't know if there's enough, but because of your geography and because of your partnerships, I don't think China does anything to Australia.
Aren't we? I mean, you've got this stance with China, but then also with the US. We know Penny Wong is obviously off to Washington later this week to meet Marco Rubio. China will be a big focus of this Quad meeting, and in a terribly uncertain global environment. Is she likely to address that defence issue with her Quad counterparts? And there will be questions raised there about defence and our spend.
Look, I have no doubt that defence will be a topic at the Quad. Penny leaves today for that important meeting, and our relationship with all the members of the Quad, and in particular the US, is a really important one. So we'll be going there and doing what the Prime Minister says we always do, which is acting in our national interest, explaining what we are doing, and working in partnership with the other members of the Quad to ensure peace and stability in the world, and particularly in the region around us.
All right, she has a bit of a job mending that frayed relationship at the moment too.
I'd love to hear from you guys. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about what was said in this video. How you feel about U.S. saying Australia needs to spend more, China saying they should be focused on other things. What's your takeaway from all this? If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.